Hi, everyone. I'm Jeff Wagner, Infrastructure Lead at Open Forcefield, and here is our May 2025 update. As a reminder, the format of these updates is that I tell you what we're going to do each month, and then at the beginning of the next month's update, I tell you whether or not we did it. Here's what we set out to do last month. This was a sort of limited list because we had the OMSF symposium in Boston, where we saw many of you, but we still had a number of infrastructure tasks that we were working on other than that. We did prepare and run the annual meeting. I saw many of you there, and that was a great time. We did not make progress on re-enabling fitting virtual sites in force balance. This is something that we might be able to do with this other tool called SME. We're looking a little more into it, but this didn't make major progress during the past month. We have a number of people using Open Forcefield for some Polymer work. And so they've run into edge cases with poor performance on systems with lots of polymers or one or two really big polymers. So we found some of the really nasty cases of those and have fixes included in recent interchange and toolkit releases. We also know that it's really hard to load modified proteins. And so we wanted to put together some better guidance on that. We've heard from many people that it's difficult, but the molecules that they're working on are somewhat sensitive. So we don't know exactly what it is that folks are having trouble with, so we tried to make a flowchart that covers everything. Unfortunately, it's very large and is in need of a lot of formatting help. So I'll send out a link to those. But expect that to get approved. We had a number of other great things happen. Matt Thompson was nominated to lead the OMSF Symposium live demo. That is, he demonstrated capabilities of projects starting at OpenFold, going through OpenADME, to Open Forcefield and Open Free Energy. He learned a ton in the process and did a great job of wrangling different teams, different time zones, different material, different cultures. He deserves a lot of credit for that. I worked with the Sci4 and QC Fractal communities, specifically Laurie Burns and Ben Pritchard, to get access to Torsion Drive, which was falling out of date with Python versions. And our organizations now have write access, so we'll be able to maintain this into the future if more updates are needed. And Josh Mitchell, in the run-up to the testing of the 230 candidate force field, had quickly picked up how to use Pontibus. This is our replacement for Yank for calculating solvation-free energies, which are an important benchmark before we release a force field. And Pontibus was made by Irfan Alibay, not quite wearing his OpenFE hat, just as a humongous favor to us. This was a big gap in our capabilities. He left great documentation, great validation. Josh reran that and ran it on our new candidate force field. It was very easy. And so big credit to Josh for picking that up. A huge thanks to Irfan. And we ran this all on Alchemascale, which is courtesy of David Dotson and his company, Detrilic. In the next month, we have folks taking a lot of time off following the annual meeting, but we do have some goals that we want to make progress on. We, in previous months, had started implementing some functionality for outlier detection in our force field benchmarks. These can help us guide our efforts towards really fruitful areas to make improvements in the future. So we're going to invest more time in that. The 230 force field is going to work with Nagel charges. And so we are sort of doing a chicken and egg process with implementations for support of a Nagel charges field in OFF XMLs, as well as the documentation of how exactly that field works in the specification. So this is going to go up for a vote to the specification committee in the coming month. And we should have the implementation, if that's approved, pretty much drop-in ready in the software. We are going to work on another set of features for Pablo, which should make loading polymers a lot easier. We know that, again, this has been something difficult for people trying to use a PTM workflow. We do wish that you would give us a little more information about the use cases that aren't working for you. I spoke with many of you at the symposium, and you said it worked for some inputs, it didn't work for other inputs, and when it didn't work, it was hard to figure out what to do. Pablo Stage 2 is going to include many of our efforts to meet you where you are right now. But I would really love if you want to DM me or email me or anything telling me what you've tried and what doesn't work. We can see if we can meet you and take in your inputs. And then later in the summer, we want to do some team cross training. And so have sort of the infrastructure team learn how to do a bit of science, and maybe we could pick up some strike teamwork. That's something that we want to prepare and have it go smoothly. So that's one of our goals for the coming months is free up our schedules, get all the infrastructure ready, so that we can do that smoothly in conjunction with the science team.